I think we should have a debate on health care.
It is a fundamental issue for the Democratic presidential candidates, health care. Under President Barack Obama, health insurance was expanded to cover 20 million more Americans than before under the Affordable Care Act, or what's now widely known as Obamacare. But still, some 28 million Americans remain uninsured, and there's the growing issue of underinsurance. Yes, insurance companies are forced to cover more people, but if you actually want treatment, it will still cost you. Verdal Clark and her husband paid into their health insurance plan for 30 years, but when she was diagnosed with cancer, she was still billed a few $1,000s she didn't have. Her hospital withheld her treatment and sued her. At one point, authorities handcuffed and shackled her as she fought the charges in court.
What about the Hippocratic Oath? First, do no harm. I mean, aren't they supposed to...
Well, I don't think that applied at that time.
2/3 of bankruptcies in the U.S. are due to medical issues. Former health insurance executive Wendell Potter says that's because Obamacare preserved the principles of the U.S. health insurance system.
To make as much money as they can, to bring as much revenue in, but to pay out as little as possible in claims. Because when that happens, they've got more money to reward shareholders and to enrich their executives.
The statistics aren't in dispute. The U.S. has the most expensive healthcare system in the world. However, when health system performance is compared, like quality and access to care, the U.S. rates last against other developed countries. Potter is heartened that some of the Democratic candidates are discussing alternatives to the for-profit healthcare system. But he says those candidates who want to keep the insurance companies central to healthcare in the U.S. are often using rhetoric he and other health insurance executives made up in the boardroom before funneling money to politicians.
This is America.
Yeah, but Americans don't want to pay twice as much.
The problem, Senator Sanders, with that damn bill that you wrote, and that Senator Warren backs, is that it doesn't trust the American people.
The terms that are being used today are the same terms that I used to use, and in fact, in some cases, helped create. There's a term that's an acronym that's used for this kind of propaganda campaign. It's FUD, and it's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And these campaigns are designed to get people to fear change, to make them feel uncertain about what's being proposed and that they would benefit from it, and to doubt those who are advocating it.
A majority of the Democratic presidential candidates are vowing to preserve the role of health insurance companies. The strategy of a powerful industry honed over decades appears to be working for now. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Philadelphia.